The question was raised. Standing in front of the mirror in the morning and saying, "I am a vulnerable person," is indeed a very good insight and a step towards self-healing. Yet, many people repeatedly seek out spiritual teachers and groups in hopes of becoming enlightened or more meditative. In doing so, however, they often avoid truly feeling and consciously acknowledging their own vulnerability. How can one embrace and accept their own vulnerability? Do spiritual teachers not face a very difficult task here? Here is a complex answer. Standing in front of the mirror each morning and admitting one's own vulnerability is indeed an important step toward greater self-acceptance and healing. Nevertheless, many people turn to spiritual teachers or groups in search of enlightenment, hoping to transcend or overcome their vulnerability. In this process, vulnerability is often avoided or suppressed, as it is perceived as uncomfortable or a sign of weakness. Spiritual teachers face a demanding challenge. On the one hand, they must show paths to inner development and awareness. On the other, they must convey that true maturity does not lie in suppression, but in the conscious acceptance of one's own vulnerability. Accepting one's own vulnerability means embracing oneself with all weaknesses and emotions, rather than shutting oneself off from them or trying to overcome them spiritually. Those who wish to embrace their own vulnerability can learn to see it as a human aspect that deserves compassion and understanding. This can be achieved through self-compassion, mindful self-reflection, and the conscious allowance of one's feelings. Spiritual development and self-acceptance are not mutually exclusive. On the contrary, only when we accept our vulnerability can we grow authentically. Teachers who accompany others on this path therefore need great empathy and the ability to encourage people to face themselves honestly.